Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me today at the She Leads Church. I'm Chantel McHenry from Vanderbloemen, and I'm so glad to be with you today as we talk about who's sitting next to you. As we forge forward in this new year and we sort of start figuring out, like, what does our new normal really look like, right? We know it's on the horizon, we know it's coming, but we don't really know what that will entail. But even as we see light at the end of the tunnel and the rainbow, right, the proverbial rainbow in the sky that's assuring us that there are better days ahead, it is still hard to move forward without looking back and taking an inventory at just the things we experienced in 2020 that really can't be ignored, and that there's a racial injustice and a civil unrest that sort of took the spotlight on the big national stage, and I would really even say the international stage. So this took me and many others, I believe, to a place where we started thinking about the journey of what is the role of the church as it relates to both of those topics, right? What should the bride of Christ be doing? What is our response to the racial injustice and the civil unrest in our nation? And then some might even say, well, does the bride of Christ even have a role, right? Are we supposed to even be doing anything? So I wanted to talk a little bit about today to you about what our role is, right? I think I'd like to come more from the perspective of what we can be doing as women, right? I believe that one of the things that we are really good at and even passionate about is community, right? We as women, we love community, community of our family, community of our friends, our colleagues, just bringing people together, whether it's over food or coffee or drinks or play dates with children or celebrating big wins in our lives for us and for those that we love. It's what we're good at, right? And as we start to think about the rhythm of our new normal, I would like to ponder this question. I would like you to ponder this question. Who's sitting next to you? As we move into this new season, this new normal, who's sitting next to you? When you are in community, who are the people around you? Do you have a representation of race and age, experience, right? Life experience, class, and education, all mixed into your community? Is it there? Or have you allowed those that sit next to you to only be carbon copies of the world that you work and play in? These are the thought provoking questions that I pray lead you to the feet of Jesus, where you begin to ask Him to widen your net of influence. You might say, well, Chantel, praying is good, but what is the action behind my faith? And, I have a few things that I think we could all do to make our circles bigger, more diverse, more culturally um, belonging, in a place where all people want to sit at our table to enjoy life together. So here's a few things. One, I think you just start by putting yourself out there, right? That I know it's easier said than done, but it's the step that has to be taken. Faith without works is dead. And so there might be a stirring in you that you say, yes, I've wanted to put myself out there, but you just haven't taken that action step to do it. And I want to encourage you that in this new season, just take that leap of faith. Find someone that doesn't look like you or live in your neighborhood. Maybe they don't go to the same church that you do, and invite them out for a meal, for a coffee, drink, whatever you like, to sit in the park and chat. Get to know that individual, that person as a unique individual, not as a quota, not as you trying to tick a box that I have a new friend that, maybe their race is different than mine, but get to know them as a woman, just a mother, a grandmother, an aunt, a sister, right? Just another female that you can connect with, support, and do life with. It will enrich your life to bring people along that bring other values and ideas to your life. Number two, I'd encourage you just to also educate yourself, right? Learn about different cultures. We are all uniquely and wonderfully made in the image and likeness of God. He is the creator of all things, of language and races and cultures and music. And he doesn't make a mistake. He didn't make us all the same. We're all different for a reason. So why don't you pick a culture that is fascinating to you? Or maybe it's a culture that you don't quite understand and you've allowed biases to dictate how you view that particular culture. You could read um, about that culture, find a book, watch a documentary, right? Maybe experience their food, immerse yourself in their language, and enjoy their music and style of dance. This world is so beautiful. We're such a wonderful tapestry of God's creation, and it deserves to be enjoyed by all. You'll be surprised that the knowledge you gain will give you a greater understanding for the people groups that you are encountering. And I think some of the biases, whether they're conscious or unconscious, will begin to disintegrate. The walls will begin to come down, and the lies that you've even believed about a specific group of people will begin to be destroyed. Differences are to be celebrated, not looked down upon. And if God wanted us to all be the same, by golly, He is the God of the universe, and He would have made us all the same, but He didn't. Number three, I would encourage you to offer a seat next to you professionally. Right? We've talked a little bit about what we could do in our own communities and circles, but then there's the thing that you can do professionally. Find someone to invest in, invite them to your business table, and allow them to learn from you. We all have a responsibility to sort of level the playing field. There's been tremendous inequity in our culture, in our nation, and the church, the bride of Christ. It is our responsibility to help to bring about not just unity, but to help bring about equality and equity in spaces where there has not been any. So open up your table professionally. Um, if you are hiring a hiring manager, make the decision to hire a candidate that is racially or culturally different from you and the majority of the team members that are on your team. You will be adding value to your team and perspectives that can be woven into the fabric of your programs, projects, and people you serve. When you invite the same people to the same table, you are bringing the same vantage points in the same way of looking at things. So why don't we make the decision, right, to get into this rhythm of adding an extension to our table? Like the grandmothers, well, they have modern tables today, but you put a leaf in the middle of the table to make it larger at Thanksgiving and Christmas and gatherings. And so, why not put a leaf in your table, if you will, and extend it to those that don't come from your background? I would like to ultimately encourage you to not let the habits of the past dictate the rhythms for your future. When you put yourself out there, when you learn from others and about other cultures, and you offer a seat next to you for others to grow and be nurtured, my sister, I believe that you will be living life in a way that impacts others and ultimately changes you. Be encouraged. And in this new season, walk around thinking about who's sitting next to you.